Peter Obi is on the ticket as the presidential candidate, then that is the fastest way the opposition is going to lose this election. I promise you. I promise you, Seun, honestly. And if it's the other way, then we have to now question again our sentiment of saying the power should stay in the South for 8 years or for, the full term of... so if it's Atiku on that ticket, so that means ADC does not recognize that the South should maintain power.
You see the gravity of, you see the manner in which a lot of the politicians and everywhere are moving towards the ADC. Is a tsunami of some sort, politically speaking. The gladiators are on one side, the ruling party is on this side, and their main agenda is get Bola Tinubu, send him back to Lagos. That is their agenda. Are you concerned about
which gladiators? I've not seen many gladiators.
Really? David Mark, Aregbe Shola, Rotimi Amechi, Peter Obi.
That's like 5-6 people. So okay, but if you put it on a chart on APC as well, if those are gladiators, of course they are. And then at the same time, there are a lot of gladiators on APC side as well. So I don't think...
So, but I'm asking about how the ADC is growing to becoming a major political force. Does it worry you?
No, it doesn't. In fact, we're happy about this because we want a democracy. Nobody is happy about one party state. And more than anyone, the president wants democracy to thrive in Nigeria. So it's great that, ADC is sad to see that, that there's no opposition. So there has to be an opposition for our democracy to thrive. So it's good that there's an opposition. But I don't think it's enough to create. I don't think. Of course, we won't take it for granted, or won't take it lightly, or we will not face the challenge with all manner of seriousness that it requires. But I don't see anything that is gonna, honestly, for now, I don't see anything in the horizon that is going to really create a huge problem, especially when I go back to the issue of Peter Obi and Vice President Atiku. If you put Atiku on the ballot, that means ADC does not even respect the issue of let the South have it, because now you're bringing a northerner as opposed to being South. And then if you put Peter Obi, he's not going to win the election in the North, I tell you. In the core North, there's nothing that Peter Obi is going to do that's going to get him elections in the core North. In fact, let me tell you what he reminds me of. Peter Obi reminds me of Buhari. I was a Buharist. And I've been a Buharist since 2003. What the movement that Peter Obi has reminds me of Buhari's movement in 2003, 2007, 2011. This is exactly what because we saw it was only Buhari, and that was who we saw winning. It was not until, we had a bridge over, of course, over the Benway, and we had President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, then Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, come in to give us that base support in the South that we were able to win. But on our own, as Buharis, we were unable to deliver. And this is exactly the same with Governor Peter Obi.
But what would you, there are those who think that if President Bola Tinubu and the APC go to the polls today or in the next 3 months, it's going to be a loss.
Yeah, but the poll isn't today.
No, but I'm saying that what will change between now and the election?
It's politics. We're going to do politics. We're going to campaign. Obviously, we've not started campaigning.
The question is...
We'll campaign. Things will change.
Your question is, what can your party show? Your party
we can
and
show
the government
so
today?
many things. We have done... in terms of the economy, like I said... the president has done a lot in terms of turning the economy around. I don't think there was one Nigerian that was happy with the way Nigeria was in the past. Now you have a president that has the courage and the foresight to be able to do things in a different right way, and in a way that will not allow him to deter from doing the right things for his, for his people. And he's done that. And I think we have still a couple of months to go. I think the government has done a lot. And by the time we pull out rollout of all the achievements that we've had, and then let's see. It's not about talking about opposition we want to change. What are you going to change? Let's also interrogate what they have.
All right. I think a way to end this conversation.
No, can I also say, Sharon, all these people in the opposition were all part of government at one point, right? So if Nigeria is so bad, each and every one of them should come to the front of the congregation and put their hands up and admit what part. You've been vice president for 8 years. You were governor for 8 years. You were governor for 8 years. You were even minister of FCT for 8 years. You were part of the structure that brought this president. You see, is there any new person? Is there any angel that fell down from heaven and does not have a past in the trajectory of the history that has brought to Nigeria where it is, in that Goliath of conclave that you spoke of, the opposition? There isn't. Each and every one of them, we can.
So you infer that they are complicit.
They're not complicit. They were part and parcel of the canker that brought Nigeria to where it is, that it needed even to be saved in the first place.
So Nigerians should not look their way.
I don't think so. Well, they can look their way, but they should vote for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Yes,
you spoke about the possibilities and the capacity of the Tinubu and Shettima ticket to deliver those renewed hope agenda, but it will take a lot of convincing to Nigerians to make them believe again if you're going back to the polls and saying, okay, yes, this is what we promised in 2023, whether or not you have performed or you have fulfilled them. But you look at what is happening. A prominent daughter of northern Nigeria, you think that you can match in influence, in eloquence, and in terms of stature with the likes of El-Rufai, Atiku Abubakar, and some other top northern political leaders who are determined that President Bola Tinubu and the APC must be taken out of prominence and never to be re-elected.
No, Atiku, Vice President Atiku Abubakar, I mean, he's a formidable, I think all of them, to be fair, all the members of the opposition, to be fair, a formidable opposition, they really are. And I think all of them have obviously played a part in Nigerian politics. So obviously they would have reached the top of their own career in politics, what have you. But honestly, I do not see, especially the way the opposition is emerging, I don't see how the opposition, as it is now, can unseat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kashim Shettima. I just don't see it. I really don't see it. You have an opposition that is overcrowded, and you have an opposition of men who, what do they say? What do they call them? The man who must be king or something. Every single member of that opposition is vying for the same spot, and only for that spot, and nothing but that spot. So that in and of itself, I think, creates a recipe, a little bit of a recipe for disaster. And I don't think Nasser El-Rufai, I don't think he's really a person that has the ability to take votes from, I think he's the one I can see from the Northwest. I don't see him being able to take any votes from the Northwest in a way that will injure.
And the Atiku Abubakar factor doesn't scare you?
No, of course, the Atiku Abubakar factor is a factor, because Atiku Abubakar is a patriot and a formidable Nigerian. Of course, we're not taking it lightly at all in terms of the fact that we have to do all we can to campaign and to deliver a second term for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And but if you put Mr. Peter Obi together with Atiku Abubakar together, I think, well, somebody has to be president and somebody, so who are we? I mean, how is that going to be resolved? Is it going to be a combination of the 2019 ticket of Vice President Atiku with a running mate, Peter Obi? In which case, I don't think that Obidient will be very happy. And if it is the other way, I don't see Peter Obi having the ability to galvanize the core northern votes in the way that he was unable to the last election. And that's, honestly, that's just the truth.